in post while I'm at it.
Yeah,
But
let me do that.
for anybody watching, hello, welcome to
Hello.
Rec Center episode 12, even though it probably says 11 or 12. I don't know.
Why, hello.
We out here doing the goddamn thing. Okay. Oh man, I forgot to grab the link. I think I can still grab it though. YouTube. Oh, I'll just go to my. Nope, I fucked up. Anyway, yeah. After you're done, let me know when you're done posting.
Okay. Crazy. Hold on. I gotta get it out the light. Nope. Gotta do it again.
No,
Hold
okay.
on. Just keep the finger up, man. Just hold on. Almost there. And we're in there. Okay.
In there, like swimwear. I swear, after a certain time of day, my brain is like, yeah, right, bro. You want me to do what now? Mm-mm.
Well, that's so accurate. What the fuck? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's something I've just learned to live with and power through.
Yeah, the year right, bro. The brain is just different.
I mean, it's running on fumes at this point, especially those of us with like 9 to 5s.
I hear you.
9 to 5s are like so like corporate jobs, especially work from home or office doesn't matter. It's it's not that it's physically taxing at all. It's just
No.
emotionally and mentally taxing to the max. It's almost like mental hostage because especially if you're in your own house, like work from home, it's different in
Mhm.
office because that's more like,
You can leave.
well, you can keep it there, right?
Okay. True. True. True.
You can mentally keep it encapsulated there, but when you bring it home, it's you have to separate it. You have to realize that there's a screen in front of you, and that's all it is. It's very hard to do when you have like headphones on, or like you're listening to your people talk. It's and the funniest thing about corporate America that I've noticed, and this is pretty common across any job, is everything's important all the time right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hilarious because I've brought that to the attention of leadership, and they're like, yeah, no, that's how it is. I'm like, why? You know that's inefficient, right? And they're like, mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's just how it is. Okay. Well, guess we're
What is the okay? Here's a good way to phrase this. I think, as far as like growing things, we'll call it a company to make this easy. Like one assumes that a company's founding days are when it's disciplined enough to establish some sort of infrastructure, and then it kind of runs on that infrastructure. And if it wants to grow, it becomes disciplined again and decides to do things behind the scenes to grow,
mm-hmm.
like a person, like a company, like a philosophy, like whatever.
All that. Yes.
Um, why so the philosophy of everything is important right now this instant seems very disciplined, as in growth oriented all the time, which is not necessarily healthy if you're not operating in the moment as well. But tell me if I'm not
Well,
hitting the
what?
nail on
So
the head.
here's the issue. What I mean, you're on point so far, but here's the issue: is when's the break? When you're off work, because that's not enough
What do you mean when's like the break from what
from
exactly?
all the time. That's not sustainable for anything, whether it be resting or partying or working. It's just not sustainable in terms of priority. If everything's a priority, nothing's a priority. So if you
Right.
if you have a favorite child and it's all of them, then you don't have a favorite child.
That was very deep, and a lesson I recently learned. So preach, but um,
What do you what? There's no such there is such a thing as favorite child. Every parent that tells you there's not is lying.
no, I'm not even talking about the favorite
Oh,
child,
sorry.
but I
Okay.
mean just
The other thing,
it's
yeah.
okay. As far as like you can't make everything the priority equally. Like shit has to be second and
Yeah, no,
third.
you've got to drop something down to a lower priority, and that's what a priority is, taking precedent to everything else in the lineup.
Yeah. Um,
That's why you can't have more than one main hoe. You have main hoes and you have side hoes. Like that's even pimps get it. You know. I'm
are you gonna have like if you're balling to a certain extent, you could have like multiple girlfriends.
Me personally. Are you asking me this question?
An individual. Like
Oh,
if
an
we're
individual.
talking
Okay.
about, no, I know you're not into that, but like as far as having multiple hoes, I feel like my personal opinion, hoes are more draining because they're not giving anything back aside from the physical pleasure. Whereas if you have multiple girlfriends, right, or rather one girlfriend is going to add to your life, one wife is going to add to your life, like the whole,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
forget what the
I
phrase is, like having multiple wives, but
polygamy.
um, polygamy, right?
Well,
So
yeah.
like if you're polygamous, for one, like to be successfully polygamous, you have to have enough time and money to offer any like to spread amongst multiple individuals, including yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Which most people don't. So most people trying to fake like they want that, but can never do that. But if one is at that point, I feel like that is more like say for example, you and your girlfriend could then go do the whole thing. Like if she's bisexual, like you know what I mean? Like that could be a
I
thing.
mean, yeah. There's tons of people that do that, but like that's not sustainable either.
Why not?
I mean, I shouldn't say it's not sustainable. For most people, it's not sustainable because one person can't handle the other person being the favorite. Back to what we were talking about. There's no such thing as like
Huh?
non-favorites. You have to have a favorite, and if you
What when
don't,
you say favorite? Like what you mean?
well, okay. So you're telling me that if you have two girlfriends or two of any partners, whatever you want to call it,
Uh
male or
huh.
female, you're going to tell
Oh,
me
I
that,
get you.
that one of them's not going to be like, why do you give the other one more time? Why do you give the other one more gifts? Why do you give the other one more pleasure?
That's kind of what I'm saying. Is like that is you're very right. That is almost inevitable. But I feel like the only way around that would be having somebody who is secure enough within themselves, and this is like perfect world, where they understand exactly how much is good for them.
Mm.
And if you can provide more than that, then they won't necessarily be asking. Like I don't want $100 billion. I don't even want that. So if somebody had that to offer me, I wouldn't take it. I'd say give the other 999 billion somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, that's INDEPENDENT. That's
There you go.
independence right there. You just gotta find
Yeah.
someone that's independent and be like, yo, all I want is a little bit of money, a little bit of attention, and a couple of nice gifts on my birthday, and then the other one can be all your attention goes to that.
Yeah, something like that.
In a
But
perfect world, but that's too much for me to handle, man. I don't. All these people are like, oh man, I got so many people talking to. I'm like, that sounds like a headache. Like I get it when I'm like 20, but not after that.
nobody have time for that shit, bro. The way I see it now, bro, especially like at this point in my life, and I was honestly just recently convinced of this, and I like it didn't take a lot for this person to do the convincing, but it has taken a lot for other people to do it because they didn't have the shit to back it up.
Okay.
But I was recently convinced that so I've been convinced that myself that like the pursuit of whoredom is not productive. Like I know for a fact that having X, Y, and Z, the whole alphabet in my phone is not gonna like make any difference. And I haven't been doing that for a while. But I have been under the notion that I can have like a small roster of people I really like and want to give time to.
Yeah, a circle.
And as far as like multiple women, not just friends. And that worked for a while until I found somebody who really deserves more time than others would.
Mm,
So like if I want to give her the time she deserves and to stay around and she wants to give me what I need for me to stay around, I can't be doing other shit.
yeah.
Also, like it's kind of motivational because she put it into perspective for me kind of what I said in the beginning in that I don't have the means to be polygamous right now.
Mm,
Like she's independent. She would not mind. But she's like, I love you, but you're not rich yet. Like you gotta chill. You know what I'm saying?
she's got a
So
point.
and I respected that like shit. But yeah. So that's kind of where I stand on that one right there.
It's a good one, man. So back to what we were talking about before that. The Tesla Beat
Uh oh. Uh
station.
huh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to tell me about this. And
Okay. Maybe you could pull it up like on Google or something, or I could go show you the car. But it's called Trax, Trax. Matter of fact, I could just hop on Discord on my phone and just show you this shit.
what do you mean Discord? That's where you
Nah,
got it from?
the signal would go out. No, I'm saying I could go on Discord on my phone and walk out to the car, but the signal would go out, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, no, that's too much, too much, too much. But it's called Tracks, like TRA.
I
What?
believe,
How do you spell
I
it?
believe X. I believe X, Trax.
Tesla Tracks. That's what we'll call it. Okay, Tracks Tesla. How to create a bar using Tesla's track. Oh, okay. Let me silence that real quick. Anyway, cool. I need to exit this real quick. I got a bunch of things open I don't need open. There's an ad playing.
Okay.
Oh,
I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how efficient it is, but I know it's a thing.
you know what I can do is I can listen to it on my end,
Uh huh.
but not let anyone else hear it. So I can show it. That way, we don't get taken down and blocked, but
Okay.
people can see it. So let me pull this up. Hold up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So the audio. Gotcha.
Okay.
I can't see it on the thing.
Oh, I gotta share it with you. Hold on.
I'm curious what this is because I haven't tried it.
Mm. Yeah. Let me
I can
pause
also
it.
play like fucking Mario Kart and shit in the car.
You can play Mario Kart. Is this
I
like? Do
can
you have a
turn. I can
jailbroken
turn.
Tesla?
I can turn. No, bro, it's stock.
That's all. This is crazy. You can do what now? You can turn. Keep going.
I can turn the wheel into the wheel in Mario Kart.
Oh wait, I have seen that before. Okay. That's so sick though. That's too ridiculous.
Yeah. It can also fart on command, which is just retarded. But
You can turn the horn into pretty much whatever you want. Can you see it now?
yes.
Dude, it's so funny. So it's just like it's basically like a sequencer. So you can change the BPM. You can put a snare, hand clap. Oh, dude, this would be so fun. Oh, you have to do this. You have to do this. Okay, let's fast forward because I'm curious. Dude, this guy can play piano? What? Hold up. Okay, so you pull up a piano roll. It's just like any other DAW. This is cool. Oh, you picked you have the TR-909. Dude, hell yeah. Okay, this is very cool. I'm excited to hear more about this. Like to hear you experience it later on.
I definitely one of the things that I like that came to my mind somewhat. I mean, I've only had the car for 24 hours, but like one of the big things that's been on my mind as part of an incentive to pay it off and just add to my life in general is I can make that thing like a content machine. Like, there's a lot of shit I can just do.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. When
That's,
you're like, oh, I
you know
can
what I mean?
make beats. I'm like, dude, I would have so much fun with content. I would make a
And
ton.
because I shot a thing today, like a parody. So we didn't do it because of the car that I have. We were planning to do it regardless, and I got the thing. But we shot a parody of like, "Sir, I like your car. What do you do for a living?" You know what I mean?
No.
But like,
That's
but
awesome.
I thought about it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I could do something with this." You know what I mean? Because now it makes sense. I was gonna do it in like an old Kia, but now I have like a nice car, and I'm like, oh, I can work around this. I can make it pay for itself, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
That's dope, man. I'm really
yeah,
excited
man,
for you. That's really cool.
thank you. But got to keep working, got to keep pushing, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. It's exciting to reward yourself and enjoy the rewards and
Yeah,
also continue working with them. We talked about this on another stream about how it elevates your mindset. So now that you have the car, you have the wardrobe, it affirms the mindset that things are better and lifestyle and all that thing, quality.
That is very true. But it also like for me that gets dangerous. I
Mm.
think for a lot of people it gets dangerous. But like this is why I started off this conversation with infrastructure and discipline
Mm.
because that's what I've been thinking about. In that, like, I've built because I was very disciplined for a good call it a year, give or take, because every time off, time on. But like, I built a solid infrastructure that I currently have now that can afford the life I currently live.
Mm.
Like just barely, but I can do it.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm realizing like I've waned off that because now I like that infrastructure is going and I haven't necessarily waned off. I've done what's natural. I built the infrastructure with discipline. Now I've been living in that infrastructure, and I feel like I'm coming up to a time in large part because of the car and various other opportunities circling that I'm like, okay, it's time to get back to discipline
Mm.
and less like even more time off camera, if you know what I mean, like spent on the vision.
Yep.
Uh, so yeah,
I mean, yeah, listen to that. And you're absolutely right. I think that's something that's important to pay attention to and take time away from. I personally have done it multiple times in my career where I've taken time off camera, I've taken time away, and those are the most formative times because as a creative, it's important to refill your inspiration cup when
mm,
you are out and about. I've seen a lot of people struggle with, well, how do I find inspiration? Where does inspiration come from? And I had that same question for a very long time, and it seems so profound of an answer, but it's really simple, just like most things in production at the end of the day, is it comes down to being able to go out and live your life and be present with life itself. That's where it comes from, whether it be a sound you
yeah,
hear, a picture you see, even just an image in your head in terms of you go to a park and just you stand in just the right spot and you see this really cool just scene, something
mm,
to that degree. Even for me, inspiration can be found in the streets where I live, taking my dogs for a walk and hearing something or seeing something or even feeling a certain emotion. I take that and I try to put it into music.
what you do,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you can even go a step further. Take it with your. I have a sound recorder that I use for what's called like
cool,
Foley, and I'll
right,
take it out into the sound and listen and record. I've taken it to a lot of different places like the mountains with snow, the mountains in the fall,
mm,
and the beach and the rain and cooking. So I can take those sounds and use them later in production. And it really
mm.
is cool to see what you can make one thing turn into another, such as like a water bottle into a snare, which is a super fun challenge for any producer.
That's very cool. What's the wildest place you've ever taken that thing?
I'd say my parents' house in Colorado, they live way up in the mountains. No
Okay,
service, no nothing. It's
mm,
intense. And it was huge whiteout. So basically a blizzard
ah,
and like 4 feet of snow. And yeah, I walked out and I just started crunching around in the snow, throwing rocks and listening to the wind in the mountains because it's like, so
right.
yeah, that's probably the craziest I would say. My favorite's just been the cooking. I really enjoy
Mm.
listening to things being reduced, like reduction sauces and stuff. Like when you take vinegar and put it together with jellies and jams and spices and
Like
whisk it
the
together.
sound of the mixer.
The sound of the sound of the mixing and the cooking and the all that. There's a reason for it though, because when I first got my recorder, I was super excited and I didn't know what to record, so that was the first experience of sound up to, and I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. And I still have that sound. I remember it very, very vividly. It was the sound of a whisk and
Okay.
I believe heavy cream and it was like a beef gravy or something. But yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
That's funny. The sound of heavy cream.
I, I should make a song about that and use that as a sample.
That should be a T-shirt.
The sound of heavy cream. Yeah, dude. Let me write that down. I have a T-shirt section in notes.
That's your next merch ID.
For real, man. Sound of heavy cream.
I can imagine like a mentally challenged, not mentally challenged, but maybe just guy who doesn't make the best decisions all the time, deciding to bird watch with this thing and like fucking himself over, trying to get sounds he shouldn't be trying to get from high trees and things. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Could get you in some trouble for sure. I like to stick to safe locations for recording.
The sound of getting arrested.
Oh my goodness. So you start walking. I'm gonna go get the sound of my walk, and then, hey, sir, can you come here for a second? Yeah, what's up, man? Oh, I just want to see. Can I see your ID? Oh, it looks like you have some warrants. Come with me, sir. Oh, well, it's funny because you know what? What?
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Oh, you get out in a couple of months or years, depending on your warrant. Man, listen to this beat. This beat's hard.
The original sound is 2 years long.
It just went until it died. That would happen. Yo, have you ever thought about what happens to your phone when you go to jail?
I mean, it's in, depending on what you did, it's in evidence.
Well, yeah, yes and no.
Okay. What do you mean by what happens to it? Like,
so when you just get put in jail, right? Like,
right.
What do you think happens to your stuff?
Okay, let's break this down.
It's not a trick question, I promise you. And I know the answer. I'm asking you personally.
No, I'm saying no. Okay, so I'm gonna give you what I'm thinking.
Okay.
The shit that you have with you gets put in like a bag, and then keep that till you get let out if it's not evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Evidence goes to the evidence locker. If you got arrested in your car, that's evidence. Drugs are evidence, etc. As far as like what you didn't have on your person that isn't paraphernalia when you go to jail, I'm assuming it just stays where it is.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Okay.
All of that is correct. It goes in a bag until you get out, and then they hand it to you. However, if you think about it, let's say your phone is on, but you don't have that much battery, right?
Okay.
And then you start getting phone calls because you go missing.
Okay.
Now your phone's dead.
Okay.
You get out. What are you going to do?
Find it, charge.
Huh? Church?
Find it. Yeah, maybe. Find a charger.
Charger. Okay, that's a good. So you're going to walk around the jail and ask people for a charger.
Well, you said I get out, right? Like when I get out and they give me my phone back?
Yeah, your phone's dead though.
But I got out of jail and I'm now on the street.
Correct.
I'll walk around. I'll go to like a Starbucks or something. I'll find a charger somewhere. Go to a Best Buy. Go to an Apple store.
Where? Do you think Apple stores and jails go together?
No, what I'm saying. Like,
what was the last Apple store jail experience? Okay.
I'm not saying they don't have to be the same. Like, I get out of jail. I'm now on the street. I can walk. I walk to an Apple store.
That's what I'm saying, though, man. I'm curious where if the jails in your town are that close to Apple stores. Because they're not where I'm from. They're definitely not where I'm from. They're in cities and they're in like very not so great areas. And very.
I find a gas station.
Okay, all right, I'm following with you. That's actually a really good idea.
I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah.
Okay, so where are you going with this stuff?
I'm not going anywhere with it. That's the story of my life. That was me.
When you got out, you didn't know where to charge your phone?
Yeah, my phone was dead.
So what did you do?
I asked to borrow someone's phone and hailed a cab.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, because I remembered the cab's number because they made it so easy. It was the area code of where I was at plus 777
Okay. That's fire though. But I
right?
mean, so okay, so
That
yeah,
was
so
before
you
Ubers too, though. Just to
critical
date myself.
thinking is how you get out. That's what you do.
Yeah, I did find that story to be fun though. Thanks for playing along with me because I
Okay.
honestly didn't think about any of that. And another fun fact: you can't pay for bond with a credit card.
Really?
Yeah, if you don't have it in
I
cash
mean,
on or in your bank account, good luck.
but I mean, like hypothetically, one could sell something and get that cash like liquidated and then bond you out, right?
Someone else could do that. How are you going to do that if you're in jail?
No, yeah, yeah, like someone else that
And
has
then put
access to
money
it.
in your bank account? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's where you just get a bondsman. A bondsman gives you the loan.
Uh, but so it has to be from your bank account.
No, not. I mean, anyone can pay it, but you have to get somebody
Right.
to pay it. And if you don't have a contact, that's where a bondsman comes in. A bondsman is like your contact to get out, where he's like, "I'll pay it for it, but you're going to pay me back with interest."
Gotcha. Imagine going like having somebody go to like a bank and get a business loan, but it's really to bond you out.
So that's why they ask lots of questions when you get business loans. They don't just hand out loans like that.
Yeah, but
What
it's
is, they're
like
going to say?
some
What
people.
is this for? Okay, it's for a business. Let me see your business plan.
What if the person really has an active business, but they also have a friend in jail?
Well, then they're just going to take out additional funds in collateral of their business. So their business will be collateral for the loan. So they'll be fine.
Yeah,
I know way too much about this stuff for never going through it, but
it's okay. At least you learned something.
yeah, no, that's this is the kind of stuff that I'm interested in, and I just run with it, man.
Yeah.
That and because of TikTok, I'm into something called the SCP
Hmm.
Foundation.
Hmm.
And it's all about these things called anomalies,
Okay.
which I'm gonna pull it up so I don't do this terribly because I know the internet can tell me um, a much better example or much better definition of what it is. But yeah, it's fun stuff, man. What's one thing or some things that you are into that a lot of other people aren't, like you feel is pretty niche?
Ooh. Um. Hmm. I mean, I don't know. Like this, I really enjoy creative directing. Like I don't think that's particularly niche or crazy or like weird, but I think it's something that not a lot of people think of as a career path. Like they want to just do the creation, or I'm not sure. Like I like
You don't like collect stamps?
I used to have a lot. So I used to collect rings.
Rings.
I used to
Okay, now we're getting
ring.
somewhere. What kind of rings?
Um, Usually ones that were like bigger. Like it didn't really matter to me if they were gold or metal or like plated or whatever. But it had like they would have to have some sort of design. Some of them didn't. I lost a lot of them over the years, but it'd be like I have one that I really like that I still have. That's like just like kind of big. It has a whole bunch of skulls on it.
Hmm,
Some with like rocks in them.
that's
I used to
dope, man.
collect rocks from like beaches and shit. Not shells, just rocks.
Rocks, yeah.
Um, Keychains when I was really young.
These are all awesome examples, by the way.
What now? I'm trying to like I don't have too many now. I think my niches have all kind of fallen into like broader categories now. So I don't feel like I have too many.
That's
I
okay.
think I was really thinking too long. I was like, I don't think it's gonna help.
Well, now you're gonna think about it forever. You're gonna think about what am I doing? I bet you come across something where you're like, oh yeah, I like doing that. Yeah, no, the reason I ask, and I mean, there's not really a whole lot to it, but because of this first thing I talked about, which is the SCP Foundation, which I
Uh-huh.
found is what is the SCP Foundation? They're responsible for capturing, containing, and studying various paranormal, supernatural, and other mysterious phenomena unexplained by science, known as anomalies or SCPs.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a
So
couple examples that are really really cool. Let me pull up a few, but the one most famous one is the IKEA SCP. Basically, it's an IKEA where it looks like a normal IKEA, but it's people without faces and you can't talk to them, and once you go in you can't come out.
what is this supposed like? Where is this? What is this?
It's just at so it's I think it's all made up, but it's kind
Okay.
of like aliens, I guess, if you believe. So if you believe in aliens, this is kind of like,
So this is like an IKEA operated by aliens somewhere in the
I would say
country.
aliens. It's just an anomaly. So another example of an anomaly is like, I'm trying to think of another one that I really enjoyed. Oh, another one was crazy. It's a videotape of a recording of a basketball game, but every time you play it back, the game changes, and they ended up playing it over and over for research, and the people inside of it became aware that they were in a video, like they or not that they were in a video, but they became aware that it kept replaying. They realized
Right.
that it was just a replay, like they weren't. Yeah, and so
How did
they
go
all
ahead?
ended up killing each other basically.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so
On the
like,
basketball court.
yeah, and it's not like, so again, it's not, I don't know, like you can't like see the video. This is all like contained stuff, but it's like Men in Black, but for the real world, you know?
Got you. So interesting. Okay. Okay. What's another one?
Okay.
Now I'm intrigued.
So the let me just search popular SCP examples because there are hundreds. What's the most famous SCP? The Old Man. Oh, this might be one. Okay, 15. Okay, here we go. All right. The Old Man is among the most recognizable and notorious early SCPs, a living being that resembles a decayed. It's a predatory creature capable of motionless for days while it waits for people. It's able to pass through solid matter and erode anything in its path. All like crazy like that. Some of them are kind of just like funny. I'm
So
trying to.
that okay. All right. I'll leave it alone. Not gonna ask questions.
Yeah, let me see. There's okay. Let's see. Trying to find a more interesting one. The sculpture. Okay, there's no better place to begin with the beginning of this. There was the first SCP ever written. This object is dangerous statue that must be watched at all times, or it will animate. Inevitably, if it is not watched, it will snap the necks of people in its vicinity. So if you don't watch, oh, there was a game made after this. I remember that. Okay, so if it doesn't move as long as it's being watched, and if you turn away from it, it can move.
Chucky, right?
Was Chucky like that?
Yeah. Because it's like you're on the screens. Like anytime okay, so I think there's versions of it, but one is like you're looking at cameras. Like you have a series of cameras you can click between, and
Mm-hmm.
if you're on the camera and you see one of the things, it's not going to move. But if you click away and click back, it will have moved positions.
There's a yeah. That sounds very very. So yeah, the concept itself isn't. Oh, here's the game. I think right here. Time loops are quite common in movies. Okay. Recent films like Happy Death Day have attempted to explore the horror of that premise. Okay, so Groundhog Day, basically this is all talking about examples of this, which is crazy.
Mm.
So time loops are quite common in movies and other media. Recent films like Happy Death Day have attempted to explore the horror of the premise that Day has made popular. This SCP continues the trend of deconstruction by connecting to a real event. This is a recording of the real 2010 season opener NBA basketball game where the people in the tape are aware of its recording. Back in the earliest days of photography, there was a superstition that being captured on film would steal your soul. This SCP fulfills that concept as the sportscasters, athletes, and even the fans come to the slow realization of their situation. While these people are still accounted for in the real world, these duplicates are essentially trapped. Things become more haunting as the video continues to be replayed, leading to a truly cursed conclusion. So these are just like fan fiction about different types of anomalies that can happen, I guess. I don't know. It had my attention just because it explores concepts like this that are like, wait a second, this could absolutely happen in a different world.
Yeah, it's a very interesting concept. I mean, I can see how you want to go down a rabbit hole here for hours. I definitely see that.
Yeah, because so there's where I swear I've seen it, but it's basically that it's Ronald Reagan cut up talking tape that says this like crazy stuff. It's really because I don't know if someone recreated it or if it's an actual film, but this YouTube or TikTok, it's a TikTok of a YouTube of a of a real of yeah. Anyway, I'm kidding. Anyway, but yeah, I could go down a rabbit hole forever on this, but it's interesting for sure to think about.
What is, I might have asked you this before, but what is the wildest conspiracy theory you know of?
I think we did talk about this, and I talked about my favorite one being rocks are only hard when you touch them, so they're soft.
I've asked you so many times because now I remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then the Titanic one that ended up being real, and then a conspiracy. I don't know, man. I'd have to look them up to remember them. But do you have a favorite one? Because I don't remember.
I really like the idea that aliens are in the ocean.
Oh yeah, we did that. That we did talk about. I mean, I think aliens are everywhere. I don't think they're just in the ocean, but it makes it really really easy because of what we talked about last time about it. They can. It's similar to space where you can kind of just float.
Yeah, my logic for that being real would be like if I'm, you probably remember this as I begin to say it, but like if I'm an alien and I'm studying Earth,
Oh, and
70,
70%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do remember
you
that.
mean I'm
Okay.
not going to a place where I think I'm going to live on land. You know,
True. Yeah. Very, very, very true. Now you're gonna make me want to go into look at conspiracies for sure. There's always a little bit of truth to conspiracies, but I
are you
think
more? Would you be more scared to go in at the same quality of vehicle in both directions up into space or down to the depths of the ocean?
what was the question? Would I rather go to one or the other, or
Which
which one do
one
I
would
not want to
scare you
do?
more? Which one would scare you more?
Oh, under the ocean for sure.
Same. Okay, cool. Let's check it.
Well, yeah, because I have that weird fear of like the ocean. It's not.
Right, I do remember this. Okay.
It's submechanophobia, but yeah, I only because there's the ocean is as alien as it gets. There are things down there that are ready to kill, and there's okay. If we're gonna talk about conspiracies, we're gonna talk about the ocean. We have to talk about the underwater lake. Have you heard about this?
No.
So these scientists go down in a submersible and they get down. I forget where it's at. I'd have to look it up. But they get down however many miles down and they see what looks to be a lake, but they're underwater. So they say to themselves, we're already underwater. How is there a lake? So they try to go into it because obviously they're in a submersible and they bounce and then they see ripples go across the surface. So it's this crazy heavier fluid. And then apparently, I forget how it ends, but basically they couldn't explore it because of the limitations. Like they couldn't go down in it. There's no way for them to explore it because their submersible was already underwater and it couldn't go underneath this heavy stuff.
This is real or a conspiracy theory?
Well, it's not proven, so it might as well be a conspiracy theory. But this is less on the made up fiction story side and more of
Right.
the this could absolutely be real if we could prove it.
That in my head. Have you ever seen the movie Pacific Rim?
I think so, where they have the layer and they go underneath it and there's like I think sharks.
It's way worse than sharks. It's like these gigantic kaiju monsters that come up
Oh,
from.
yeah. I think I was
You know what I
falling
mean?
asleep in that movie, to be honest with you. I think that was back when edibles used to work on me, and I ate a
Ah,
bunch before a movie, and I fell asleep. And that's why I don't
I'm
take
not
them.
gonna lie to you. My second time watching it, I fell asleep too. It wasn't particularly good, but the idea was cool, and they definitely came out from like a thing underwater, and it was like another dimension in the middle of the earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you talking about that reminds me of the Meg.
What's the Meg?
The
Like Family Guy?
Meg. It's a megalodon. It's a
Ah,
movie about a megalodon. It looked like a parody, but it absolutely was not. I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a funny, cool movie. It was neither of those. It was not funny or cool.
isn't there a movie called Sharknado?
Yes. And they made
That
multiples of them. I think they're up to three.
is it. It's what I think it is, right?
It's about a tornado filled with sharks.
How does that? Where does that? Where does this go? Where does this
I,
go?
I don't know how that works, but it's almost. There's also. What is it called? It's like a velocipaster. Yeah, that's what it's called. A velocipaster. It's a real movie. I'm not kidding.
That's a movie,
Yeah.
bro. What?
Yeah, let me look it up. Here, The Velocipaster came out in 2017. It's an action comedy film. This is too.
Can I get a? Can I get a trailer?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Trailer. I got to adjust this thing here. I don't know why, but the Google is showing. Oh, I know how I can do this. I can put it down here. Right? No? Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's what. Okay. I had it in the wrong spot. There. That looks so much better. Sorry for clapping in your ears. No, not you, the listeners. All right, here we go. You ready for the?
Yep.
I'm gonna mute it real quick. No, no. I'm not gonna let you demonetize me, you bastards. For all I know, it's just when you play the audio on your video that's not yours. That's the only difference. But like you and me can hear it just fine. I learned this from what's it called? Joe Rogan. Let me switch the screen for these people. What is he
Wait.
wearing? What is?
What the fuck is this?
Yo. Yeah, that is too much.
Bro, I need to watch.
There's so many movies out there, and this is one of them.
What the fuck?
Oh, the whole
Uh-uh.
movie? Stop it. We can watch the whole Sharknado movie.
This is the whole movie.
Hold up. Let me get to the best part. Oh, oh,
What?
oh no. Oh
Uh,
no.
uh,
Oh no. Where's the NATO part? Oh. Oh shit. Hold up. Dude, the music is so epic.
it was just like water everywhere.
I'm trying to find the NATO part.
Here we go. What is that? Okay.
Oh wait. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. It must be the end where the NATOs come out. Hold up. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa, whoa, not the chain.
Okay, so the solution to a Sharknado is apparently the solution to a Sharknado is apparently
There's no way he
a
just did that, bro.
oh oh no. Yo, what? Stop it. Yo, how much do you think she got paid for that movie? That is
Oh
hilarious.
my god. Wait, who is that?
Oh God, what is her name? Now you're gonna make me look that up.
No, let me see who it is. I might know her face. Let me see.
She played Buffy the Vampire. No,
Oh
that's
my
wrong
god,
girl. Wrong girl. Sorry. Oh my God, these sharks.
bro, what?
I don't
Her?
know, man. I'm gonna have to just look it up.
It's whatever. I don't care enough. But
Yeah, but dude, okay, this is Sharknado. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more cheesy than that, to be honest with you. But it's just it's a Twister movie with sharks. The emoji.
oh my god, bro. No, the way it just latched onto his leg was crazy. Like,
I like how one of them just slams into the other guy in the front of the
right?
Hummer, just ah.
The physics of this movie is wonderful. Like they fall out of the sky. A full grown shark falls
So
out of
the
the
best
sky.
part is the solution
But
to sharks was a dual wielded pistol because that's how they were getting shot out of the sky. So that would mean that these sharks can swim, or he's somehow
what?
stopping them with bullets. Either way, I'm excited by the premise.
So I'm assuming they're swimming because tornadoes have water, right?
Well, water spouts have water, but yeah,
So they're swimming in the tornado, but when they hit the ground, they're dead, right?
normal sharks would be yes.
So the Sharknado sharks are not.
I don't know. I've never watched the movie.
Okay.
I've all that I've seen of this movie was just now. I've never wanted to invest the time. I'm very particular with what I watch these days, unless it's a recovery day and I'm flat out. Oh, I've planned on not moving. Again, intentional resting. Yeah, I'm all about intentional resting. I think if you don't do that, that you're leaving it to chance, and I don't like that. I also like the saying rest early and often.
Uh, again, one of those dangerous things for me, but I feel you.
Well, for me, it works because I if I do that, I work much more efficiently, which sounds funny, but when I say early and
Get it?
often, it's a 5 minute break to go to the other side of the house and come back, and then I'm ready to go again. It's not okay. I'm gonna take 30 minutes, and then
I got
I'm
you.
gonna
I
take
got
another 30 minutes in 5 minutes.
you. yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
this was
Okay,
a
that makes more
difference.
sense. I've heard somebody refer to those as like I forget what it was called, but it was like the phrase he used, something like brain naps, like I don't know. It was like the idea was
Hmm.
you're doing something and like you check out. You
Hmm.
take a couple minutes whenever you're not doing anything to like just check out. Like obviously you're gonna come back in and be disciplined, da da da. But like maybe you're taking a shit, maybe you're in the shower, maybe you're driving somewhere. Put your phone down. Stop thinking about the next thought. Stop worrying. Stop calling people. Stop doing business. Just check out. You know what I mean? And
It's called
like think about what.
meditation.
Well, yeah, to me, meditation is like thought away from what you're doing, though, to some degree.
Oh, okay. I mean, then that's a different kind of meditation because other kinds of meditation is just focusing on. So there's different types. There's focusing on your breath. There's focusing on your thoughts. There's focusing on your body. Excuse me.
Oh,
Lots of different things. Lots of different focuses, but
that's
to
true.
each their own. I've realized that you can meditate pretty much in any situation. It doesn't need to be a quiet place or anything like that.
I think I'm gonna watch Sharknado with my girl next time we do it. Nothing.
That's awesome, dude. It's gonna set the mood. Y'all are gonna bang for sure. You should hype it up to the like 10th degree though. Babe, I got this fire movie, right?
If the whole thing is on YouTube, you won't believe it.
You won't believe it. I don't know how they did it. It's so good that it. Hold up. Wait, Shark vs. T-Rex. There's Sharknado 6. What am I even doing with my life?
There's a 6.
What am I even doing with my life if I haven't watched
Shark
6?
versus please click it.
Okay. Hold up. Yeah. Okay. Let me switch
There
this for
isn't.
the folks.
This reminds me of like the new Jurassic Parks, but like a cheesier version.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the new Jurassic Parks at all. I think
Yeah.
after 3, I was like, nah, I'm good here.
Yeah. Do we get
This is
following
another ad. How dare they?
based on incredible true story? What?
Oh my God. The final installment. Time traveling sharks.
Yo.
Yo. Did you hear that sound effect? That was so good. Crump.
Yeah.
Chomp. Meteors. Oh man, they're going back in time to dragons. Dragon sharks? So this is meant to be a comedy though. It's meant to be really funny, but it's actually Oh no, they've got laser guns. Oh, and there's superpowers, and oh my God, there's everything you could ever. It's about time.
It's about time.
All right, I'm just gonna stop it there because that's the best stop point we could ever have.
Oh my god.
If anybody comes in here, they're gonna stop.
Wait, can I make that my screensaver? What's going on right now?
The special effects are second to none here. Clearly,
Wait a minute. I'm taking a screenshot. Wait a minute. Hold on.
yeah.
Wonderful. That's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like okay, all right. What was that one movie or like the scene from that movie or the guy from the movie that went viral because it was so bad? He had long hair, long black hair. I think the actor's famous, but he's in a shitty ass movie. He's a horrible actor, but like
I have no idea.
there's
Dude.
a girl that he's chasing. This is like every other movie. But
I told you my brain is off.
okay, all right, I got you. I named my car Betsy.
You named your car Bed?
Betsy.
Betsy. Oh, that's so funny. My what was it? One of my cars was called Betty
Really?
because it was blue.
Oh.
Betty Blue. Yeah, she
My
got beat up, man.
my aunt called every car of hers Betsy since I was a kid. So
Oh,
I
that's
was
awesome.
new cars is Betsy. So she's Betsy.
I've had male and female cars. I had a I had a burgundy
Ooh.
a Passat, Volkswagen Passat. I love that car. I felt so cool, dude. I had a sunroof, a retractable sunroof that I could close. It was oh man, it was so fire. I could just be like shh.
Uh,
And
uh.
then it was just oh man, put your head out, just and then it was tinted, super
That sounds
tinted.
incredible.
It had my subs in the back. It was four door V6.
Dreamy.
Oh man, dude, it had plastic wood grain, so it was like
What is your I have all the money in the world dream car?
a McLaren P1
Why?
because it's fast as crap.
Because it's fast. Cool.
It's fast and it's so I've driven a McLaren 570S, and it's funny because my brother is getting a 600 LT.
Mm.
McLarens I can fit in McLarens. I'm 6'4", and I don't fit in most other hypercars. Porsches are nice too.
How much is the average McLaren?
$250,000,
Mm.
I think. Yeah, I mean they get up there. The P1 is way more than that. I don't even know if they sell it. Oh yeah, 1.1 mil, almost 1.2.
Okay.
Oh wait, the legal version is 7 million. Never mind. The street legal version is $7 million, which is not that bad, but it's a sexy car.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, come on now, come on now.
I feel you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I understand.
I mean,
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
I mean, it's track ready, and so check this out. I like how it's advertising Pokemon cards now. Um, McLaren, look at the wing. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's like that wing is out, right? But check this
Right.
out. Where'd it go?
It sits in the car.
Yeah, so after a certain gear or a certain speed, it comes up.
That's fire.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it automatically comes with these doors that go out.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So that's a given. And then it's light and it comes with a velvet steering wheel. And like I said, I can fit in it and it's track
Velvet
ready.
steering wheel.
Suede velvet. I forget which one. What it is. They have a specific name for it. It's a special like crushed velvet style of
Oh,
steering wheel. It's really nice. I don't know why I didn't show any interior pictures, but yeah, man, it was really fun. For Christmas one year, my mom bought me a extreme racing experience package for me and my brother. He got to race he was going to race the GTR, which is his favorite car, the Nissan GTR, but it broke down when we got there and he ended up driving the Porsche GT3,
oh.
which is apparently very, very cool. But yeah, I always wanted to drive a McLaren to see what it's like because I've always, out of all the sports hypercars, that's been my favorite for sure. What about you?
Aston Martin.
Which one?
I don't know, but I know that one of them. Let me look it up and see which one I like them.
Sitting here showing off my email. Shouldn't do that. Oh, I can minimize. I should just do that instead. That's way smarter. I must say, I love how the Rec Center experience has come together so far overall
Yeah,
in terms of our feedback, our open verses, and then this layout that has come together. It took a while because it started as like separate boxes, and then we found our way together. And now I've got
you did.
yeah, it'll keep getting better. But I think next what I'm gonna do is put an outline around the display so that it looks like a TV or something,
I like that.
or just gives it more pop. Yeah, we'll keep working on
I
it.
feel like yeah, we can do. I have ideas, but we'll talk about it later.
But yeah,
Let me see
man, I'm
images. I'm a fan of the, as far as I'm aware, the Aston Martin DB12.
the DB12. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think I was looking at a DB10 a while back when I was
I'm looking at
exploring.
AM 310 Vanquish.
Oh, the Vanquish. Yeah, who was
Oh
talking?
yeah, no, that's what I need. I need the Vanquish. Yeah.
Somebody I know was talking. Oh, ha, my brother. My brother who's getting the McLaren. He said his wife was looking at the Vanquish, and he's like,
Mm.
I had to tell her no. My brother is Generation X. He spends a lot of time trying to yeah, I don't know. Spending money is like his love language, I guess. I don't know.
You said lovely.
Love language. Like he loves
Uh,
spending money. It makes him feel good. I mean, I do too. So does everyone else. But after a certain, I have a threshold, and his
yeah.
threshold is much much higher than mine.
Is he like spending everything he has on this car, or he's like he got it like
No,
that too?
he's in a good position. I'd say.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's not all cash, but it's not all debt either.
Okay, that's good.
His wife is also an equestrian though, and he lives on 5 acres in East Coast. So
Mm.
yeah, it's
A lot of collateral.
yeah, he's in a good situation. I'm proud of him for sure. He like I said, his threshold is just much higher. I have no shade against people who like to spend
What
money
is?
like that. I used to be like, what is wrong with you? But now I realize that it really does make a lot of people happy to buy things for people and to like it's not like showing off per se. It's more of just like again, like a love language. It communicates their feelings towards you. Especially for somebody that might not be able to communicate their feelings with words or with action
Yeah,
or with any
yeah.
other actions.
What dates is Generation X?
I don't know. He's 40 plus, so
So
over
it's
me.
below baby boomer, above millennial.
Yeah.
Got it. You're a millennial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
1990, baby. I'm a 90s baby through and through. So yeah, like the 80s,
Yeah.
the end of the 70s and 80s is Generation X. It was basically all the people, the baby boomers worked their asses off and were out in the factories. Well, some of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
What was before baby boomer?
I have no idea, man. I'm bad at history. I don't pay attention to these things because a lot of it's made up anyway.
Well, I know my dad is in the last year of baby boomers, but he like I think his father and his oldest brother both did a lot of His father worked to the day he died in a factory,
Mm,
and my oldest uncle grew up doing factory work till he moved out to California.
it's called the silent generation. This
Lord, that's just
is what it's
horrible.
called. Yeah, that's no fun. So yeah, we got the silent generation. So they just kind of did what they needed to do.
Right, the lost generation.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Oh my god.
It was it's the best time to be alive. We'll just say that. This is
Why are
Generation
they
Alpha. That's
alpha males? That's all. I just saw alpha male. Sorry, but
Generation Alpha. So Zoomers, Generation Z, as it's known, and then Y,
right.
X. Where's Millennial? Oh, Generation X or Y. Okay, so 81 to 96. Got it.
Interesting. Yeah, big Z, big Z's.
Uh, Gen Z is gonna save the world.
If I feel like Generation Alpha is gonna fucking like they're gonna take us. They're gonna be like if anybody ever thought humans were gonna turn into aliens and start inhabiting other planets, it's gonna be Alpha.
Oh, for sure. Well, so here's my thought process behind why I think Generation Z is going to be responsible for the saving the world. Because millennials, uh, we've been traumatized too much, but we didn't always live like that. So it's new for us. Whereas Generation Z
Is used to the trauma.
used to the trauma, but also grew up with phones and technology. So it's all this is normal, but you also here's another thing. And I didn't do this, so you can't be mad at me for saying shit like this. But it's basically that millennials are the last generation of well, I wouldn't say the last generation. So millennials and Generation X are like half of them aren't going to own homes. Like a lot of millennials aren't going to own homes, basically. Like there's
Okay.
not. So in other words, there's nothing really left because baby boomers are like, I can do what I want to the universe and the world, and then
Hmm.
Generation X was like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? We're gonna monkey see monkey do this, and then millennials are like, whoa, 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 this isn't working. But we couldn't do
Right.
anything, or we can't do anything. Well, can't do anything. No one get mad at me for saying can't.
Uh huh.
It's harder for us to do things because the boomers and Generation X are still in power. So once they move
Ah.
on, it'll be Generation Y, which is millennials. But here's the thing: millennials are not. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be us. We are beat down. But y'all, that Generation Z though, y'all got the energy to just take over the world and do something about it. I think that's going to be the ones that are getting into politics, that are rewriting the laws, that are like, yo, this isn't right and I'm going to do something about it. Now, not to say that millennials won't, but I know from experience that a lot of people in my generation are just like, nah, man, I'm too burnt. I can't do this.
Yeah. I feel like there's more selflessness amongst my generation,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, there is also more selfishness. I think.
Yeah, and I totally understand what you mean because I've seen it because I've hung out with my brother and his friends. He
Hmm.
was born in I think 95, so he's really close to that. So it's to me, I'm not somebody that's going to go meet strangers from the internet. that quickly. I mean, I will. Like I've met up
I
with
mean, like
invisible.
we're here now,
Yeah,
but
this
like,
like
yeah,
this is a situation, and that's kind of NFTs are kind of a exception, I would say. But in the other words, I mean, I'm not going to go into a Facebook group and be like, "Who's going to this show?" and then go meet up with
right.
people at that show. I'm not that social, and I'm not that open, and I'm not that trusting. I'm not that like
Hmm.
selfless, I would say. But I know tons of, and I see it in groups on the
Hmm.
all these times that I've joined, for example, like Texas EDM groups. All the people in there are like, "Yo, let's meet up, da da da. Let's get together, let's do a group." And I'm like, "That sounds like fun," but then in
Right.
execution, I'm not about it. But in theory, I'm all about it. But that's kind of my
Hmm.
example of the selflessness. But I also understand that it's the mindset, I think, is a lot less "this is mine" and more of "this is ours." And that's another
Yeah.
reason why I think Generation Z is going to be the ones that do something about it, because it's more of a our we have to deal with this kind of thing, not like, oh, you have to deal with it.
Here's what I've noticed about us, and I might have to go after this.
Okay, let's try
Um,
it.
Aspirations amongst our generation are bigger, just in general, because we haven't been beat down to the extent that you guys have. So like there are bigger dreams amongst the younger. That's
Oh
just
my
a
god,
fact.
yeah. Well, because you also have the
But,
internet in a way that we've never had before. TikTok makes
but
sense to y'all. It doesn't make sense to my generation. I tell people I'm on TikTok. They're like, the Tic Tac, and I'm like, God damn it.
but like, okay, so to that point, right? Like I think my generation, and I know this about myself, and I've done a lot of reflection about this in myself, like because that is a thing, but it was also like new when we were born for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Like we grew up in it, but it was still new. It was getting formulated. There wasn't anybody acting on it. We were the first generation to grow up in it and act on it, right?
Gotcha.
So I
Yeah.
think that breeds. There's still the lazy bums, but other people doing shit. It breeds two types. It breeds selfish until they can become selfless,
Mm.
or purely selfish. And I know that I am the first one only because I had to work on that within myself. I
Mm.
started off just saying selfish is the way to go and figured out, okay, no, I'm not really doing it for that. Yada yada yada. Gen Alpha, like I've seen, like I don't know a whole bunch of them. I don't hang out with 13-year-olds, but like
That's
from what
fair.
I've seen online, from what I've seen of like my relatives and stuff like that, like these kids are wildly smart for like 10-year-olds, 11. I know I teach a client, right? I have a 10-year-old girl as a client. She published a book. She's been writing since she was 8 years old. She's published a book that's selling on Amazon. She's known how to read chapter books since she was 3 years old. And she just
Oh
doesn't
my
give a fuck
god.
about it. She's just like, this is just, I'm just smart. She's like, I know, you know?
And they
This is
know
what I'm
it.
saying.
And they know it.
And they know they're smart. So when this person, but they don't care, like they're not for them. Like she has a big ego and stuff, but she's 10. Like she'll grow out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
When she turns into a person, that is the person that's gonna flourish in the world we build. You know what I mean?
wow. Yeah. That's huge, man. That's
Like
crazy.
that's astounding to me. But she's 10.
10, man. 10? What was
Her
I
book
even.
is 250 pages long, bro.
What the. That is. I, my brain is like doing weird things. I'm like having all these
She
feelings
says
and thoughts about
words.
that.
She says words I don't know.
Dude.
I have to
Is
ask
she
her like,
gifted though? Hold on. Is she gifted?
no, she's like a
She's like
regular
a
girl. Like
regular girl in her.
she's just a regular girl who goes to a good school, and she's just like she says stuff, and I'm like, Cleo, what does that mean? Like,
Oh my
can you use
goodness.
it in a sentence? Like,
That's amazing. That's okay. That gives me a lot of hope. I'm glad you shared that because I don't have, I don't know, man. That's why I'm excited about the generation after me that's about it. But I firmly believe that it's going to take just a community of people. And I'm finding more and more that the age thing is not a determining factor for social groups anymore.
yeah, for sure,
Definitely been a huge breakdown in that barrier because of the digitalness of the world,
agreed.
and also because people are realizing that it's not that big of a barrier after a certain age. I think after 18, it's really
I think
like,
it always depends on the person and the exposure of that person. So I think a reason
Ah,
like me and you get along is because I've been exposed to stuff from very, very young. Even if I didn't like do it, I saw it,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So I'm like, I naturally, because of life, my brain like oriented to things quicker than you did at my age. So I'm
yeah,
like, I have certain understanding. And the same is going for this 10-year-old girl. You know what I'm saying? Like she grew up like when I was born a couple years before the iPhone came out. She was born when the iPhone 7 came out. You
wow,
know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's different. So like the first thing she saw when she came out the womb was like people touching a screen, figuring out what to do with her.
wow.
You know?
That's a whole nother world. It's not about learning it, it's about learning how to make technology do it for you now.
Yeah.
AI,
Yeah.
they will be integrated with AI. There's no doubt about it.
Okay. Bro, are you gonna get okay, last question I'm gonna ask because I really do have to go. Are you gonna get this Apple thing?
I just started seeing it. I thought it was, you know how I find out about things? They start in my social feed as memes. That's how I find out about real things. I see memes first, and then I have to question where the meme came from, and I find out it's a
Damn it,
real thing. But
you millennials. Damn it.
this is how the culture communicates. We don't know how to communicate without memes, and that's okay.
Okay. That's okay. It's all right.
But yeah,
Are
am
you
I
gonna
gonna
get it
get
now?
it? What is it, like 3K?
It's like $3,400. Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you when I'll get it. I'm gonna sell one of my invisible friends when the market is
Yeah.
back, and then I'll buy
Yeah.
it.
Fair. I'm gonna do the same thing with some I got. Because I'm thinking, like, okay, here's my two thoughts. One, like I was gonna say, like, oh, I'm gonna wait till another gen comes out and let it like be better. But honestly, like I can trade the shit in. Like that's like saying I'm gonna wait until the 2026 car comes out. Like I'm
Yeah, I'm just gonna
why
move assets around and then get it. Like that's
bro, it's literally the fucking future. It's turning wherever you are into an office.
okay.
You know how crazy that is?
It's cool, and I'm all about it. However, what's the practical use of that now? I think it's gonna have to become more of a reality in the future. So, for example, you don't see people walking around with their Oculus on their face right now, even though hypothetically you could.
Right. I mean, I think that is what they're making it for. Okay, I two things. I think it's gonna turn into a fashion statement first.
First, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And also second, I think no, I don't think the majority of non-fashionistas are gonna be walking around like because your eyes show through the thing and all that cool shit,
Yeah.
right? But it only is 2 hours of battery life max.
What?
Yeah.
So it's a work device at best.
Yes. So I don't think people are gonna be walking around with this aside from photo shoots. I think you're gonna set up at your wherever you're sitting down to work or wherever you stop to work, maybe in your car if you pulled over to park, right? And you're gonna start doing your stuff. And also
Hmm.
you can open your computer and turn your computer screen
Yeah, I've
into a
seen all that. That's so
right?
crazy.
I think that's going to be the majority of like office spaces, and that's the first practical use of it. And if for me, bro, I'm recording that way. Like I'm putting this shit in front of my face, clicking buttons like this, and recording. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. So it's funny you bring that up because that's how I found out about it. It said the first meme I saw was every producer when they get on a plane and they put the thing on, it was a commercial, and then it was like Fruity Loops, like doot, 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 and it was making beats
yeah,
on the
bro.
plane with it. That's exactly what
Yeah,
every
bro.
producer is gonna do.
I'm telling you, like, but the weirdest part to me though is that the eyes show through. That's the funniest part to me.
I can get over that pretty quickly. That's the easy part. I'm excited for it and I can't wait to try one. However,
Yeah,
it's gonna take the market's gonna have to come back, and I don't even mean just like the NFT market. I mean like for that
just in
to
general.
sell, like
Yeah,
stocks have to come back, and that
like
takes
the average person doesn't have fucking $4,000 to get
right.
Apple right now.
They
Yeah,
will when the market goes up. I can tell you right now whenever it does, because it's all cyclical. When the market goes up and people start making money, companies start making money, and stocks go up, and NFTs and crypto and all that other jazz, it's gonna be good times again. But you
it's gonna
gotta
be fun.
right now is acquisition time. I'm in acquisition mode. I'm literally just acquiring as much assets as I can. Right now it's Pokemon cards. That's why I asked about the funny things you were.
Mm.
I literally switched from NFTs to Pokemon cards like that.
I mean, shit. As long as you got something, bro.
That's my focus has changed very but they're all related, right? So I mean
Mm.
that's NFTs are art, and so is Pokemon cards, and they're assets that can be sold for a higher value later. And that's what I'm finding now is that they're being traded and sold exactly like Pokemon or exactly like NFTs. There's a certain number of run. There
Mm.
are different rarities there's different traits, and then there's different like yeah, there's different mints, so different seasons
Mm,
and all that stuff. So yeah. Anyway, but I know you got to go. But yeah, good
you
chats.
think
I like
there's
that one.
last? Yeah, bro, I'm definitely excited for that. I think just the last point on that one, like as developers get their hands on it, just like with the iPhone, probably 40% of our apps are not made by Apple that we use on a day
Mm.
to day basis. I think once that happens, Gen 2, Gen 3 of this thing, that's when this is going to be really fucking cool.
Well, it's
My
going to be
friend said,
integrated with AI.
my friend said in 10 years, it's contacts. That's going to
Oh,
be
no
it. That's gonna
doubt, no doubt.
be it.
But it'll be
I don't know.
integrated with AI. They'll be able think about it. Siri with Chat GPT
Oh, my God.
with the internet that it can do whatever you ask it to do and then multiply it. I don't even know how that's going to be fair, but
One of the wildest things to me is the fact it can track your eye. Like, no matter how small, I don't know if you watch the videos, but like, no matter how small the item is you're looking at it through the thing, it will select it, highlight it, and click it for you. Even if it's the smallest speck on the screen of like the
that
X
doesn't
next to the
really.
button.
So, have you used an Oculus before?
Yes, but you have to do this.
Yeah. So you're correct. Yeah. My the reason I asked about it is because the sensors know where you're looking. Because if
Hmm.
you look up and look down, it's like can tell other than just the thing moving. It can tell if your eyes are in there, and it can tell where your eyes are at because when you look, it has to like there are certain aspects of games that have to know that. So my
You know what
point
I'm
is,
saying? Like, okay,
it's not that crazy to think that it could do double, triple, quadruple that because technology moves at the 10x speed. So
fair enough.
my
Fair enough.
experience with eye tracking is very minimal, but based
Yeah.
on that alone, with my Oculus 2, and I think they're up to 3 now, that that is beyond easy to believe. In fact, speaking of technology, there's a little camera that's this big that you can buy. It's like consumer level. It's this big,
Hmm.
and I'm like, what? That's crazy. So you can put it on anything. They showed it like in your car and on a pen, and they were just like, yeah, on a
Dang,
pen. Yeah, it's a magnetic Bluetooth camera.
that's federal right there. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that
Yeah, that's
alone.
some good stuff. Anyway,
All right, bro.
all right, take it easy, y'all.
I bid you adieu, my friend.